Hi, this is Dr. Massey here from Sarasota. I'm going to teach you how to clean a hearing aid off. I've been promising this video to you guys for a while, and I've been lollygagging, so I'm going to make it for you just right now and get it done. So, the first thing I do when I clean a hearing aid is peel off the dome and look for any kind of residual debris on there. And you can take the dome and take your thumb and finger and just kind of peel it off, or your index finger, whatever's easier for you. That's a small Oticon dome, so it comes off difficult. If you see some debris on there, you want to look at the whole hearing aid and see if there's any debris. And then you want to take a sanitary wipe, like one like this. You can use Audiologist Choice wipes. Those are good for hearing aids. You can also use Audiologist Choice spray and spray it on a wipe like you might use to clean eyeglasses. And I like to wipe off the entire device first and get any kind of residual debris on there that is off. You can also take your brush tool and just brush off the hearing aid. Make sure that you don't move the retention wire. If you take that off, it can be tough to get back on. If you do have to put it back on, it has to go on at 6 o'clock, meaning that the tail is coming straight down off of the receiver. So let's put it back on. And when you come to see me for your regular checkups or your audiologist, they should be replacing this for you and cleaning it a little bit more than you can. So wipe off the whole thing, get all the debris off of there. If you got Oticon hearing aids, then you have this little tool that came with them in your hard case. Looks like that. Has a brush and also a little pick on it. So this is the one I've been using to clean my own hearing aids. So I'm just going to wipe off the brush real quick. You can also use a unused toothbrush with soft bristles. When you take the brush, you just want to take the hearing aid and wipe off the microphones. So there's two tiny holes in the front and one on top. And you can just brush out those mics and then try to get any debris that's left if you haven't wiped it off of the hearing aid. So I like to wipe it off pretty good. And then I'm going to use my wipe and just get off the rest of any kind of stuff that you see on there. If you have trouble with your eyes, you might want to use a magnifying glass. The other thing you can do with this little pick and brush tool is there's a little pick on there, little metal loop. You can actually kind of get that into there's still some debris on here. Oh, for Pete's sake. You can actually get into the microphones with the little loop and kind of dig out some more debris. So your body drops oils and dead epithelium, dead skin all over the hearing aid. So you want to brush it out. And then use your toothbrush as well. And get it nice and clean. Get all the debris off of there. The other thing you have to do is change the wax filter. Do I have any of these on me? Wrong ones. Wouldn't you know it? Let me grab my wax filters. So the Oticon wax filters come in tabs like this. You might also have some Phonak wax filters that come in a box like this with sticks. And then you might also have this disc if you have the old Phonak hearing aids that everybody hated these, so the company got rid of them and brought back the sticks. The way this works, the Oticon has a tab and you're going to pull it out, and your new wax filter is the white piece right there. And with the other part of the tab, you're going to pull out the old one. So the empty side with the shorter side takes out the old filter, and then you pop the new one in. And to do that, you're going to hold the receiver nice and firmly. The receiver is the other word for the speaker. I like to hold it on the sides nice and firm so that I don't displace this retention wire. And then you're going to just push this in as straight as you can get it and pull it out. And it looks like we have a dud filter. This isn't going so well, is it? I'm just going to pop it out myself. And then, so if this empty piece doesn't pull out the old one, you might have bought some knockoffs online. Someone actually gave these to me. And then you're going to pop in the new one. And you can see that you've got your new filter in there now. After you've done that, you're going to put a fresh dome back on the hearing aid. So here's our dome. This one is not fresh, but we'll use it anyway. So you can see there's a little hole in there. If you can see, well, Yep, up in the end. See that little circular center part? And to put it back on, you're just going to sit it over the top and push it down nice and firmly. I like to push down with my finger. Everyone tries to kind of squeeze it on, but then you can't really get the same leverage. So line it up and try to push it on nice and firm. Once you've done that, I would put the hearing aid in a hearing aid dehumidifier. We sell some at the clinic for the same price as Walmart because I bought 200 of them at once from the manufacturer. But you can get hearing aid dryers all over the internet. One reason that I sell the type that I sell is that it dries the hearing aid in 40 minutes. If you have rechargeable hearing aids that don't fit in a big dryer or that you don't have time to dry them out, then you might want to invest in a dryer that's a little bit quicker. They range from about $50 up to $500 for a really fancy one. So just to review, first thing we're going to do, inspect the hearing aid for debris. Take your dome off, peel it off, wipe off the whole hearing aid, get in the nooks and crannies, and be gentle with the speaker wire. So don't put too much tension on that speaker wire. And then wipe off the whole thing here. Then you're going to take your pick and brush tool and get in the microphones, get any kind of debris out of there that you can get. You can also pick off, little debris that you see. Brush out the mics. I would use the toothbrush. It's better than that little brush. You can also use a dental brush, like a disposable dental brush, but make sure you get the soft bristled kind. And then once you're done, you're going to put a fresh dome back on here. So here's our dome. You're going to put it in with the center on there. This is after replacing the wax guard. So once again, we're popping the wax guard out. That time it worked, so you can see that the short one is in. And here is the new one. And it's back on. Now I'm putting the dome back on. After we do that, we're going to pop it in the dehumidifier, hit the button, and boom, you're done. So next time you need to do this, you want to do this about every 2 weeks or at least once a month or whatever is comfortable for you or as needed. So if you produce more wax, you might need to go to the doctor, get it cleaned out a little more. If you don't produce as much wax, then you probably are not going to have to clean the hearing aid as often or swap the wax filters. So I always tell my patients, swap the filters once a month or as needed. Try to clean the hearing aid at least every 2 weeks. In the state of Florida here, we get more humidity than in other states, so you might have to get a dry box here in order to keep them clean, especially if you're one of my more active patients who's playing tennis or golf or out on the boat all day. Anyway, pleasure to see you. Here's my cleaning video. Take a look at it. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments or shoot me a message. Salute.